Weakness to Warrior Mindset, Episode 6. Yeah, butcher dad. That's alright. It's alright to mess up. I just know I need to practice that. But this topic is financial responsibility. Yes, as a man, you need to know how to finance or manage your money. That means you need to live below your means. You don't need to be in debt. You don't need to be hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Unless it's a home. And that's where most people go wrong. They get this high paying job and then they want more. And then something happens and they can't pay their bills. You don't ever want to be having credit card debt because some credit cards are 26% interest. And by the time you make the freaking, minimum payment, you're not even touching the freaking thing. You're just paying on the interest. So you got to do whatever you got to do to be able to live below your means. And that's why not having TV and not having subscriptions and having all this discipline and going to the gym and doing your 10,000 steps, it's all for a purpose. It's so that you can, zero in on being these things, using the money to live, saving here, saving 10% of your check, not touching it that way. I mean, the most average don't even have $500 in savings. Like, imagine that. What's something happens outside your house. Say your well pump goes out, your septic pump goes out. Septic pump I know is $1,500. Well pump's probably about the same. What you're going to do, you're going to put it on your credit card, which is probably already maxed out anyways. It's crazy. You live paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes you got to bite the bullet. You might have to, stay in for a little bit, not go out to eat. Buy them cheap meals. Spend $100. And just eat chicken, sweet potatoes, broccoli, and eggs and apples for 6 months so you can save up a little money and get out of debt. That's the way it works. Spend about $50, $75 a week on food. Before you know it, you'll have a month and a half, 2 months supply worth of food ready. Doesn't cost that much. You don't need the most expensive clothes. You don't need the most expensive shoes. Not yet. I know I said in the other videos about style, but you got to work your way towards that. When you get to making all that good money, yeah, you can treat yourself, but for now, you just need to go out and get some freaking nice, decent, thrifty clothes. And with a good frame, it'll look like $1 million. You need to stop spending your money on stupid shit like upgrades or weapons and freaking video games or OnlyFans for some of you that probably do that. Probably a lot of you out there wanking on yourself. You're pretty much what they call it, a cockle or cock star, probably cocksucker, whatever. It's where you're watching another dude bang a woman. That's pretty much, watching another dude bang your girlfriend. Cuckold, that's what it's called. You're pretty much a cuckold. Splooging all over yourself. You don't need certain subscriptions. You don't need like Netflix. And you don't need freaking, I don't know. I don't even know what's out there because I don't have any of these subscriptions, so I can't tell you what's exactly out there. I don't know what y'all spending your money on. Y'all ain't spending the money on what you're supposed to be doing, and that's yourself and your bills, so that you're out of debt. That way that, anything happens, debts are still going to come. But if you're out of debt and you've paid off them credit cards, that feeling is so wonderful. I'm going to be paying off my truck. Telling me, I've been doing everything I can to save a little bit here, pinching the pennies, walking to work. Obviously, that saves money on gas, saves miles on my truck, but it's also great physical fitness. So you need to start doing these things. You don't need to go out to eat all the time. You don't need to watch a movie all the time. Do these things every once in a while. It makes it that much better. It makes it a little bit more special. I mean, you're going to get drained because it's, doing it over and over, and, it just loses its touch. But going over and over to the gym and, going over and over and keep doing your freaking 10,000 steps, it serves a purpose. It gets you to where you want to go in life, and it gets you to that physique you want. I'm not there yet. I still have 3 more weeks, and hopefully I can shave off another, 1.5% in body fat. That way I can get down to my goal, 11%. And if I want to go lower, all I gotta do is just do a mini cut for 6 to 8 weeks. Not freaking the 4 months that I've been doing it. You do all the hard work up front. That way you can enjoy, and you just do small little stints. That way the pain is not that great, because you've already been through that pain and you know how to handle it. You know all these things you need to do in life. You might have to sacrifice not getting that new freaking game, or not getting that new armor, or that new weapon, or trying that new restaurant, or getting that new shirt. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice in life to get the better things. With every sacrifice comes, discipline. Comes some sort of restraint. Makes you a better person. Gets you higher up on that freaking ladder, that money ladder. Low in cash, start making videos. Find something that you do. Find something that you enjoy. Present some sort of value to the fucking world, instead of sucking from the world. It may take some time. It's not going to be immediate, and it's not luck. It's just consistency. It's called consistency and preparation when it meets opportunity. That's what's called success, and that's when people say, oh, that guy's so lucky. No, he just prepared, and he was consistent over time, and he kept doing it over and over, and he was prepared, and he was consistent, and opportunity came. Bam. Now he's making the money he wants. He's doing the things he wants. He can start to transition out of that 9 to 5 and start living life instead of life riding you. Everyone starts somewhere. The journey starts by you taking your first step. And sometimes it's you taking that first step and continuing to take that step time after time after time after time. Eventually you're going to get somewhere. A journey always leads to somewhere. And that all depends on you. It depends on how long you're on that journey and the purpose of that journey. If that journey is to nowhere, that's because you didn't have a purpose, you didn't have a goal. And if you don't have a goal and you don't have a purpose, you're blindly walking. You're walking with no purpose. You're not doing anything. You're just existing. You gotta find a purpose, you gotta find a mission in life. Especially us men, without purpose, you're just walking blindly. You're just fumbling through the dark. You're not doing anything in life. You're just floating down the stream. Set a course, set a destination, and paddle. And move towards that destination, move towards that goal, move towards that place you want to be. It's going to be hard. Most of you are pussies, so you have to get over that pussiness, and you have to start to man up. I heard a guy in the gym today, he's like, someone asked, what you doing? He's like, man, I'm trying to get in shape, trying to get a 6-pack for frickin' summer. And I'm like, dude, summer's already here, and the dude's probably like 40% body fat. And I'm like, dude, you mean next summer? You're trying to get in shape for next summer? Because that's basically how long it's going to take you. It's going to take you at least a year to get lean enough. Like, you got, what, 10 days till summer? I mean, it's 90 degrees for 3 days here in Pennsylvania. I would say once the frost is over and the grass starts to grow, summer's pretty much here. It's just right around the corner. And if you waited this long, you should have started back in November. You should have started in freaking October of last year. Then you'd have been in a better position to be jacked and have a six pack for freaking summer. It's like, it's not that easy. Like, the math doesn't add up. 2,000 calories. You eat 2,000 calories, you gain a pound. But you have to burn 3,500 calories to get that pound of fat off of you. Make it make sense. But that's the way it works. You can't speed it up. No amount of keto, no amount of fasting, no amount of anything. Basically, you have to be in a deficit. You have to do 10,000 steps. You have to get to the gym. You have to have discipline. There's no shortcuts in life. Ozempic and all these other fat loss, it's not going to help you. You're going to lose muscle mass, and then you're just going to look fat and skinny fat. You're going to have a big belly, and it's not. Consistency, dedication, discipline, tracking your freaking macros, tracking your calories, doing your 10,000 steps will get you there. Tracking your money also. Know what's coming in and what's going out. 10% of this goes to savings. 10% of this goes to something else. 10% of this, but the majority of it should be focusing on getting all your bills paid down so that you don't have that freaking looming thing. Like, Christmas is coming up, and I know you motherfuckers are still paying off the credit card from last Christmas. Once it's paid off, you're going to jack that Christmas card freaking back up again. You don't need that good stuff. Save money. It's not that hard. You don't need all these fancy things in life, because they're just meaningless materialistic things. Work towards something. Get your money down. Find out what you absolutely do not need. Live as bare minimal as you can. You need to get your house in order before you're able to get anything out of life. Like, if you want a good woman, she's not going to come to someone who's broke. You need to build yourself. You need to build your finances. And when you build your finances, then you're ready. If you can't afford to date, then you're not ready to date. If you have such high credit card bills, you're not ready. You need to work on yourself. And some of you might take a year, 2 years. But that's a year and 2 years well worth spent. So focus on getting all your bills paid off, getting your money in order, getting yourself in order, getting your body in order, getting your mind, your spirit. All of this is a spiritual journey. There's never a destination or a final, or like, I've arrived here. No. It's just a stepping stone. You've got to that stone. Next, you're always going to be, if you're truly doing it right, you're always evolving. You're always going to be better than the last version of yourself. I'm always going to get better at this harmonica every time I practice. I'm always going to get better at the second language that I'm playing. I'm always going to get better at the freaking ukulele that I'm learning right now. I'm always going to get better at physical fitness because I keep pushing. That's what you need to do. So finances. Get your finances in order. Get your money in order. Start saving. Start paying down your debt. Set a goal. I want to be out of debt by this and such. Or I want this freaking bill paid off by this such day. Start with what you can. Knock small cuts, Try to get the small bills paid off, because it's going to, every nickel and dime bill that you have, it adds up. You take them away, $100 here, $100 there. By the end, you're going to have an extra $600. Then you take that $600 and you put it towards that freaking big bill. And then when that big bill's paid off, you're out of debt. So do all the things that's going to make you better as a man. All the episodes, there's going to be more to come, but institute these as soon as you hear them and do them immediately, because the longer you wait, the more pain it's going to come. It's better to get the pain over first and foremost, and then it's smooth sailing. Won't be always smooth sailing, but at least you'll go through the pain first, and you'll know what the pain feels like. So get your finances in order. Weakness to warrior mindset.